We have a special edition of Speedbusters tonight, taking aim at drivers who put pedestrians in danger.
Steve Shamraz is here with a law that many drivers ignore. Steve.
Carol and Mike, we have seen a number of cases over the last few years where pedestrians have been hit and killed while they were in a crosswalk. So Milwaukee police gave us a front row seat so we could see how bad this problem really is. Walking across the street should not involve risking your life.
It's just your worst nightmare.
But time and again, drivers put pedestrians in danger.
You don't have a chance even to jump out of the way.
Which flies in the face of state law that says it is the job of drivers to come to a complete stop whenever a pedestrian is in the crosswalk.
He gave me the finger!
Speedbusters witnessed this problem firsthand over the last couple months.
So you're not going to do that Speedbuster thing? Here we are.
No radar gun. Instead, a partnership with police and the Wisconsin Bike Federation to show how many drivers just can't get it right. How many drivers get it?
A percentage, I would say 5% of drivers yield to people walking.
Jessica Binder from the Bike Fed played the role of our pedestrian, walking back and forth across Kenwood Boulevard on the UW-Milwaukee campus.
We're getting the best drivers in all of Milwaukee.
To start, drivers seemed to get the message and heeded that fluorescent green sign parked in the middle of the street. But things changed quickly, with driver after driver failing to hit the brakes for a young lady trying to cross the street.
What is this, some kind of a trap?
No, it's no trap, sir.
Officer Michael Bachman and his partners seized on this as a teaching opportunity, giving drivers a warning or a ticket and a copy of the state law they just broke.
Hold on to that. Memorize it, live it, learn it, love it. You know the routine.
Police aren't doing this simply because we asked. In the last 5 years, Milwaukee has ticketed 170 drivers for failing to stop at a crosswalk. But Officer Bachman knows it happens many times that amount.
Depending on what area you're in, you could see a lot of this a lot of times.
In the 3 hours we spent with police and our bait pedestrian, 12 drivers needed a talking to.
They're legally crossing the road, and there's a sign posted right in the median, okay?
A dozen drivers in too big a hurry to see the giant signs urging them to hit the brakes.
It's got to sink in. It can't just go in one ear, out the other, not even get into your ears.
A dozen drivers who make the streets we all walk a little more dangerous.
You got to yield to these pedestrians, okay? That's understandable.
Because they don't know the law is not on their side. We got to teach them.
We got to teach them. And if each of us chooses to look for pedestrians and follow the law and stop when they're wanting to cross the street, you know, one by one, we can make that culture change.
And let's remember, this law applies to pedestrians already in the crosswalk, not to those waiting on the curb. In those cases, stopping to let them cross, not required by the law, only by good manners.
Half the time those signs are banged up because cars have hit them.
Yeah, but they're so bright and they're so big in the middle of the street and they still get ignored.
Pedestrians always have the right of way, though.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you, Steve.